we have coined a very nice institution, special master of labor tenant, and we make it look so fancy when the act of labor, it was actually slavery by the white farmers. And there is something painful which is missing here. We get to hear about labor tenants. We never get to hear about the perpetrators of the acts that are done on this labor in this farm, to the point that we get one side of the story. In law, we say, hear the other side of the story as well, audi alterem partem. But we are able to bring labor here. We never get to see these white farmers who commit some of these crimes. And they get away with murder. Why? Because our legal system.
Sorry, Honorable Nyambos, Agri South Africa is actually one of the organized farmers associations or organization that is going to make a presentation today here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Which is good. No, thanks for letting me. But I want to also drill in there that they are able to hide behind Agri-SA to come and speak for the farmers, as if Agri-SA condones their action. I'm looking for an accountability of an individual farmer, like in the case of Danny Dalton. That farmer drives over Abantwana, 3 children, and he labels them as dogs. This is a South African farmer, which we must respect. So I hope in Agri-SA, in coming to account, will take responsibility. And what is even worse is that there is no accountability. In fact, I can tell you here what has happened. I think the mayor of that area took some of these farmers who said they will pay 2,000 rand to the family to contribute, to appease them for having killed these children. This is what has happened on this case. Now, this is the nature of the environment the labor tenants they find themselves in. Yesterday, I thought was a perfect meeting where one of the honorable members said, how did we stoop so low to talk about labor tenants and we never get to talk about landlords? And landlord is regarded as these white farmers. But I know for a fact they are not, but there is another institution which we have relegated in the institutional arrangement. So it legitimizes that white farmers are legitimate, and it says Amakosi are illegitimate because we define them outside the legislation and the constitution by not giving them their jurisdictional rights, because I can contest that space where those white farmers are sitting on. But that gets never told. We focus on labor, which labor they are abusing, and now we even have a special arrangement for their matters to be heard. But as we hear these matters, the conclusion is always not in favor of these people. What the chair has just said is exactly the case in point. In KwaZulu-Natal, in Nomondin to be specific, and in Edumbe, you have these arrogant white farmers who have the captains of the police stations in their pockets. As you go and report a case in the police station, the very culprit white farmer is standing with the station commander. And then you don't get joy. Why? That's why the dockers got lost. They get lost because they talk their way. Then this is another thing they do. They have their private security companies that are monitoring the space wherein they're obstructing the SAPS role and space of doing policing, where they bring their own sake camera security forces who are also protecting their farms. And these guys, they continue to do this thing. In the case of Edumbe, it didn't end by that white farmer saying that those families are bringing illegitimate cattle. Now they experience a death in that death, he still continues to stop them from having a ceremony to bury their loved one. Police are not responsive. Government is not responsive because you've given Section 25, which says protection of the property of the minority. And then you live outside the majority, which is 22 million population, which resides in that space. These are the dynamics which I wonder how is it helping us to always hear these matters, but we are hearing one side of the story. These culprits, they continue and they have money, so they use money. Our legal system is subtended by money. If you don't have money, you can't sustain a matter in court. No wonder those who are victims, they are on the receiving end of justice because they cannot sustain any matter. If you want to continue, legal aid cannot always sustain your matter, even if you've got merits of the case. So I'm saying, as we view these matters, I would like us to bring the centrality of saying, we were never tenants of white people. We were landlords. Today, that is no longer the case. And we will address this matter. But in this case, I wouldn't even discuss this because this is an organized syndicate of white farmers who kill our people to no avail. Kill our people, no law enforcement agencies that respond. So, which means when people take the law into their hands, it is because we know them, we see them. I have cases where police station is working with them. No wonder then there is no progress on this matter.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Nyambose. You've actually made your point. Can I hand over to the acting DG and his team?
Thank you, Chair. And thank you for all the presentations. To the Special Master, your presentation is honest, to the point, and I think firstly I need to say, rightly so, and this is no excuse, that joining newly as the acting DG, I still take full accountability for the presentation. I do also say, as we answer the questions, that we will move forward and work with the recommendations not only of Portfolio Committee but also of the Special Master. We are not adverse to using technology, driving innovation. In fact, it is my team, that's the geospatial team, that's busy. When I say my team, I'm talking about when I'm in spatial planning and land use management, that are assisting with the building of the system. The ICT systems I will prioritize. I undertake to work closely, at least in the next 2 weeks, with the Special Master, get behind the issues. I think I just want to say sometimes it's, and I still support the statements I made from the team and the work that's being done. However, from here on in, for the while that I'm acting, you're welcome to address the issues to myself and Special Master, yourself also, and we will get to the bottom of the ways we can improve the system. I do think maybe one of the comments is, what is the relationship between the Special Master and the department? And I think here we have to find that outreach